another Friday talk show. I'm Spencer.
And I'm Jesse. Yeah.
And we're apparently doing the talk show alone again.
Yeah, we got this, man.
Alright. So this Friday, we're gonna go to movies today.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're doing nothing other than horror movies.
Yeah, people getting murdered. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, no, sit down with little Jimmy and have them watch Child's Play together and then give him a doll.
No.
Why shouldn't you?
Yeah. Good.
Alright, first up, what's your favorite horror movie and why?
This is a hard one. It's just, I don't know, there's so many good horror movies to actually pick from. The Evil Dead series is one of my favorites. Dawn of the Dead, it's a good zombie film. You can't forget the zombie genre itself. It's really good. I love it. But it's just hard to...
No.
What's wrong with Dawn of the Dead, man?
I never enjoyed Dawn of the Dead, ever. I never enjoyed it. I just couldn't... Neither. I can't sit there and just look at it and go, oh, this is it. No. It's just not fast-paced. It's not like, oh, what's gonna happen? I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna do. You know, I mean, it's not what I want. You know.
One of my personal favorite horror movies is gotta be the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah.
You know, Freddy Krueger. It's just a great series and just mixes all kinds of different.
That's not a zombie movie.
Well, I'm not doing zombie movies anymore. I already kind of went over that.
You're talking about zombie movies, and now you bring up Freddy. No, Freddy's not a zombie.
I know that. I just wanted to just say that it's one of my favorite horror movies. I don't have to love a zombie movie.
Alright, so for me, my favorite horror movie, I'm not going to go with just one movie. I'm going to go with the whole series of horror movies. And it's got to be the Nightmare on Elm Street series. By far. Because, one, they started with the crappiest effects, but then they ended it with some of the best effects. And I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about the Dead series 1 to 6. And I know some people thought it didn't really make any sense with the sequel itself, but I enjoyed it. And also number 5 or 6, they went to the mental hospital, and just my favorite scene from that movie was like, "Welcome to prime time, bitch," and just shoved her right into the TV. I mean, that was amazing. Into the TV. I mean, that was amazing. And that was so back. Yeah, and that was still back when the effects weren't that good. And may I remind you, even in the first one, the effects were still phenomenal, especially when Freddy stretched out his arms 30, 40, 50 feet and grabbed the girl. That was amazing. And that was back in the 70s or 80s. Correct me in the comments below if it's not in the 70s. I don't know. But still, it was a very, very, very good series of movies. But I did not like the remake, though. We'll get to that later. So that's my favorite movie, and that's why. Okay, so what was the first horror movie you ever saw?
Shoot, man. I'm pretty sure it was Scream. I was really little, and I remember I had this door where I could literally peep my eye out through, and I was watching my sister and mom watch the movie in the living room, and I remember just getting so creeped out by the movie because, you know, the killer is one who calls people and then kills them. I don't know why, it just creeped the heck out of me. I wasn't able to answer the phone for a while. So, now, you know, I had no idea what was going on because, you know, I was this little kid who was like, oh, God, what's going on here? So, yeah, Scream was, I'm pretty sure, my first horror movie I ever saw, hopefully.
Thank you so much. The first horror movie I ever saw, I gotta go way back. I think it was Predator vs. Alien, like the original one. And okay, I know some people say, okay, there was a very, very original version, and they destroyed all the copies because it was too scary. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard a while ago. But the original, to me, for the first one, and that was just basically all I remember from that is watching it with my dad, and they were in like the sewer type place, and like they were going on like this makes no sense. and then they started all fighting out of nowhere, and they're going left and right and fighting, and with this weird technology and everything, it was just amazing. And I don't know if you consider Predator versus Alien a horror movie, but I considered it scary, and I forever hated that movie. But now I like it because I'm older and stuff. But yeah, that was probably the first one I ever saw. All right. So next question. Probably could have left this open. All right. So what's your favorite horror movie genre?
This one's really hard because there are so many good genres out there that it's just way too hard to like actually think which is my favorite. If I could really say anything, it's definitely a dead tie between the slasher and the zombies.
Yeah.
I myself love zombies. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, heck, even Zombieland. I love those movies. But slasher just creeps me. I love it. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. I can't get enough of that. I just love that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a dead tie between those.
Yeah, same with me too. Yeah, same with me for the Slash series. It's just better than all the other series, because in zombies, you know what's going on. Okay, so either zombie apocalypse or some disease broke out. Now there are zombies everywhere, and now you gotta kill them all, you're gonna become a zombie. Or either you're just gonna die right there. Either way. Or, I'm not bashing on the classic horror movies. You know what's gonna happen, but they're just classics. They're amazing. You have werewolves, vampires, mummies, zombies are even classic horror movies. Even though it's its own genre, it's still a classic. You also have, I'm going to go way, way back, Frankenstein, one of the original monsters that's not really, there are not really any movies about that. Also, another classic, you may not think, but Leprechaun is a classic horror movie because, oh, look, Leprechaun's going to give me his old... No, he's going to tear your freaking face off. He's gonna rip it apart. He's gonna eat it, or he can be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and just make it his own. They're just creepy little creatures. But I like the slasher movies because it's just okay. So who's gonna be the new character? Chucky, which I consider a slasher. Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Wrong Turn. That's still one, I believe. That's still one, I believe. That's not really a slasher. That's just kind of what I consider with those types of movies because it's basically just this one person who is killing all of them and eating them, which is, I consider that a slasher. I don't know why, but yeah. That's my favorite genre. Well, okay, who's your favorite slasher character?
Now this is where it gets tricky. It's pretty much a tie between the guy from Psycho with the shower scene, by far one of the most gruesome of that time, or Freddy Krueger. I'm going to have to lay all my chips on Freddy Krueger because I'm pretty sure he could kill the guy from Psycho with a niece. And plus, he sneaks into your dreams, man. Your dreams. They will take your stuff. He kills.
Yeah. I enjoy Freddy. But, like, he is one of my favorites. But I don't know if you consider Child's Play a slasher. I do, though. But I don't know if some people don't or do, but by far, Chucky is the best. Because he not only went into a doll, but just like Freddy, he does have this comedy moment. Like, let's bring up the very original Child's Play movie. When he first came to the family, it was hilarious because that the boy thought it was normal for the doll to say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill your family, motherfucker."
Really?
Like he thought, "Oh, my toy is supposed to say that. He's supposed to be carrying a knife and trying to kill everyone. This makes perfect sense." But the child wasn't scared at all. He's like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be my new best friend, and I'm just gonna have him kill all my family and be like, dude, nice kill." No, but like that's basically what it was. But I loved it, and also throughout the whole series, my favorite one is the second or third one, where when Chucky writes "bitch" all on really big on the paper, and the child turns in, and the child gets attention, and Chucky pops out of the closet with the extra long ruler and stabs the teacher, then kills the principal in the printer, and you just see copies, paper copies of her face, and the blood's getting bigger all over the thing, and he's just hilarious with what he says. Like in the Seed of Chucky, when he gets his son, he's basically calling his son a little bitch, and he just slapped him around and everything. It was just awesome. He's by far my favorite slasher character. Alright, so yeah. Alright, what was the scariest horror movie you ever seen?